Hi everyone, nice to see you, and today we're going to talk about another exciting topic, which is versioning. So what is it and why do you need it? Well, versioning is just adding versions to your code. And why do we need it? Okay, so let's say we don't use versioning in our code. And we've worked on the project for, let's say, 2 weeks. And we've just made a breaking change today. And just after that, we found out that was unnecessary and we want to go back to the code that we had yesterday. And so, how do we do that? That's not possible. Why? Because let's say we've saved the same file 100 times, and that's more than the file history can save. And even if that is possible, doing that is just frustration over frustration. So that's not possible, okay? And so that's in the low end. If it was only about you alone working on one project and working on just one thing. But on the high end, in the future, you will find yourself working with a team, and maybe hundreds of developers are working on one project, the same source code, the same repository, and working on different features at the same time. How do you do that? Well, without versioning and without a wonderful tool that is called Git, that isn't possible, okay? And that's what we're going to learn today. So what we're going to learn is learn how to solve the issue of versioning. Today we're not going to technically learn Git, but we're going to learn how to version our code using Git within VS Code. Okay, so let's use this project as example. So I wanted to use this to show you how to use Flexbox in this case to make this responsive, but I'm not sure anymore. I want to teach something more complex, but we'll see about that later. The first thing that you need to do in order to use Git and versioning is to install Git. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, so you just need to download Git and install Git from this URL, git.scm, download. You just need to choose the version that corresponds to your operating system. And after installing Git, in order to check if it is installed or not, we can check in the terminal. We can open VS Code and open the terminal from there. And here we can write, let's say, git -- version. And I get the version of Git that is installed in my computer. So that I know that Git is installed and it is working. Okay. Now how do I initialize it in my project? What I need to do is just to open this tab here in VS Code, source control, and click on initialize repository. After clicking on that, then I get these changes. So these are the status of all my file. This U means that this file is untracked. Or if you have created a new file, then it hasn't been tracked yet. These are then added automatically. And then what I need to do is just add a commit, like add the name to the save point. So let's say first commit, okay, and it's done. I've just initialized Git on my repository. And so I can now do whatever change I want. Okay, so first let's preview this file with live server. I use live server instead of live preview, by the way, because it opens Chrome automatically. So here is this HTML file and that CSS file. So Here, for example, we have this button hover, and then we change the background color. And so this is the background color when I hover the button. But let's say I want to change it to a light green. Let's say with this HSL value. And so what I want to demonstrate here, of course, is to say that, let's say we have made hundreds of changes to our code. And now the value of the color on hover on the button is this light green. And this looks quite good to me. And so I can add a save point again. Like I can come here and I can say updated the shop now button hover. Is that the text? Okay, yes. Hover to light green. Okay, then I can check that, and now that version is also saved. And so what if I want to come back, or just to check the previous version, the previous save point that I've added? Or let's just do the previous commit, because that's its name. Okay, so I have a few extensions of Git here installed that are very, very useful, I tell you. So there are some that are already pre-installed, but there is Git Lens that is quite useful, shortcut to almost many things. There is this Git graph that helps us visualize how we have versioned the code. We will see that later, of course, not right now. So first, I can check the previous version of this file just by clicking on this. This is provided by Git Lens. And if I click on that icon, let me full screen this. If I click on that, then I can see that this is the previous version and this is the current version. Okay, and I can go up and down previews and then next changes just with these two arrows. And let me close that. Oh, by the way, Git Lens provide us with more than just the versions that we can check. So on every line that you select, you can see in which commit this line has been added or updated. So that's a wonderful work of Git Lens there. And so even without any extensions though, we have this view file history button here in every file. And when you open it, you can see all the commits. And let me decrease the font size. And here, if I want to come back to the previous commit that I've made, for example, this is the first commit, by the way. This is the last commit. I can just choose one of these options. So soft and hard resets my commits to the commit that is selected here. And I can create a branch from there. What a branch is just a little bit after. But we can choose from here, choose more, and then we can say checkout to this commit. So checkout is like, I'm here right now, but I want to go back to this commit, okay, without deleting my current commit. So I can say checkout to this commit, and then as you can see, it has been updated, okay? And then now that I am now, let's say, I am back in time, I can, let's say we do some changes. Let's just change this, and let's check. Oh, I've just restarted it, so I need to restart live server. There you go. And now I have this color on hover. Okay, what happens if I do commit this file now? So let's say update it to blue. Okay, that's Control Enter, by the way, maybe Command Enter for Mac users. And now I have another commit. Okay, let me reopen this. I hope this is updated. All branches. So now I came back to my first commit and then created another commit. So there is a way to visualize this better using this extension. Where is the extension? A Git graph, as I've just I've shown earlier. And so after installing Git graph, you'll have this button here. And when you click on that button, you can see that this is my first commit. This is the commit that I have added after the first commit. But then I came back to the first commit to do another one. So these two are now in parallel. And yeah, you can just do a lot of things and try out many things with versioning. So what if, let's say, you want to work on two features at the same time without any of them disturbing the other one? So in order to do that, let's come back to master for now. Okay. So in order to do that, we just need to use branches. So how do we create a branch? So if we want to branch out of master, we just need to select master. Here from this button down here, we can select it and we can create a new branch. So let's say feature 1. I want to create this branch. I just hit enter. And then as you can see here, I have now moved to the feature 1 branch. And I can do whatever I want here. For example, some comment in feature 1. Okay? And at any time, I can come back to the master branch. Let us first commit this, okay? F1 commit, let's say F1 commit. And then, at any time, I can come back to master, my master branch or main branch, and come back to the feature branch. And if I want to merge this into my master branch, okay, so I can just come to the master branch and click on this more options here and click on branch first and then merge branch and then merge feature 1 into master. So there it is merged now, and what I need to do is just to commit this change, but it appears like I am not able to commit. Okay, so it has been merged. And so if we check our graph here now, what will happen is that in the master branch, I have put the feature 1 changes inside master. So the commit just updated because there hasn't been anything done on master. So that's how we use branches. And so that's for you alone on just a single computer, right? Because even if you were working on the code alone, what if you had another computer where you want to resume the work that you've done on the first computer? Let's say you are working on a desktop computer and now you want to move to your laptop, you want to, I don't know, sit on a couch and continue working. Well, that's not possible right now. Why? Because your code is only inside your computer, even with versioning. So we need a tool that will help us centralize the code and use it from anywhere. And that's it if it were for you alone, but more often than not, you are going to work within a team. And how do the team share the code? Well, there is a tool for that, and the go-to option is GitHub. And now there are several options, but today we're going to talk about GitHub because it gets the job done. Okay, so first what you need to do is just to sign up to create a GitHub account. Okay, GitHub on github.com. After you sign up, you arrive here, and then what you need to do is just to connect VS Code to GitHub. And to do that, you just need to connect VS Code with GitHub. And in order to do that, you just need to click here on Publish Branch. And upon clicking on this button, you will be able to connect VS Code with your GitHub account. But mine here is already connected. So if I click on Publish Branch, then I have this title here, and I want to name this Loha versioning course, and I want to save this as a public GitHub repository, for example, and I just need to click there, and it creates the repository for me. And now it has been created. I can open it, and I got this URL, and this is the project, and now I can access every code that we've written from here, and I can also see all the commits that I've made. Here they are. So the awesome news now is that if you switch your computer, for example, let's say we open VS Code on a new computer. Let's close this project here. And how do we continue working on this project from another computer? Well, we just need to select or clone Git repository. Yes. And upon clicking on clone Git repository, it will show me all the repositories that are inside my GitHub account. Okay, I can click on clone from GitHub, and then I can select the project that I've been working on, which is this Loha versioning course. I click on it, and I select where do I want to save project folder. Let's say I want to save it inside code, IT lessons, and maybe here, and I select this as the repository location, and then it clones the code for us, and we can open it inside VS Code. It's all in VS Code. This code editor is awesome, guys. And now I can continue working. Awesome, right? And I can make a change, for example. I can make a change from here. Let's say I want to change something. Okay, let's say instead of this, I'll say one run, and I can save it, add a commit. Let's say updated is merging. Then commit this change. I cannot create empty commits. I haven't saved this. Okay. Now I can click here, and the commit is there, and here you have the button sync changes. If I click on this button, then the changes that I've made here will be reflected inside my remote repository, the repository inside GitHub. And then if I check style.css from here, you can see that now the margin is 1 rem. And now if I go back to my desktop computer, okay, and here we've been working on our laptop, made some changes, committed the changes, and then pushed to our remote repository, and now we want to come back to the desktop and continue working on what we've done on the laptop. Then let's say we come back here, versioning here, and what you need to do to get the changes from the remote repository is quite simple, actually. Okay, so as soon as you open VS Code on your desktop or your other computer, Or maybe if you are a team working on the same project and then there has been some update to the master branch that is opened here, or maybe any branches, by the way, then you will have this button here with an indication here that I have one commit that is yet available from the remote origin master that I can pull from here, because my current version now has .5 RAM, but if I synchronize from here, I will get the update from the remote repository. Okay, and now it's been updated. And I can go back and forth like that, and that's also how my team can collaborate. They can create branches and then commit there, and then we will merge from there and then do many different kinds of stuff. And so that's why versioning is essential, wonderful, and make your work smooth. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you did like it and I hope it helped you. Thank you for watching. Please like and leave a comment. See you in the next video.